This is what my view looks like when I'm recording. One camera, one light, another camera, notes, mug, me. Hey, what is going on, guys? TalkNorwichCity here, back for another video. Now, I've done these types of videos quite a lot recently, and that's kind of a final match review. I always like to do a complete, full emotion video on the Saturday straight after a game. I really like these videos actually on a Sunday where I get your thoughts off Twitter and I'm more relaxed. I've had more time to think about the game, and it allows me to talk about the game in a more organised and thoughtful manner. So Leicester City, a 1-0 defeat, which keeps us dangerously above the relegation zone, only on goal difference. Of course, Newcastle have a game in hand, so we could be put into the relegation zone very soon. Unlucky. I think that's the word I'm going to be using a lot in this video, was unlucky. I wasn't actually at the game. I was at the Coventry versus Fleetwood game. I wanted to take a look at Maddison and Murphy. So yeah, I was at that game. I kind of wanted to practice some superstitions that I've got. That one, when I'm not at the game, we normally win. I still haven't seen Norwich City win since Swansea at home, which I believe was December, maybe November. It's been a while since I've seen us win. Also, another superstition, that whenever I eat hummus, we never lose. That was crushed as well. So yeah, Jacob Murphy and James Maddison both looked pretty decent, so that was good. Enjoyed my day. And I was checking Twitter throughout the whole game, like every single minute. I pretty much just had my phone like this the whole game. I was looking up and looking down. So I was pretty much watching two games at once. And I switched my phone off in the 89th minute to save battery, thinking we drew, and I got back to the car and we'd lost. Yeah, it was tough to take, but it wasn't as tough to take because I hadn't been there. And then to realise how well we'd played and the chances we'd had, it made it even harder to take, because it just keeps happening this season. We put in good performances and we don't get a win, and everyone's like, oh, if we play like this for the rest of the season, we'll be fine. And then the next game we go and lose 3-0 and don't put in a performance. And that's what's frustrated me this season. I commend the players for performances like yesterday. Not fully, because I think we still need to take our chances and we are still making stupid excuses. But what really frustrates me is when we put in a great performance, are unlucky not to get anything, and then bounce back from that performance with an absolutely pathetic performance and never look like getting into the game. That's what I'm scared about on Tuesday night. What I really hope will happen is we've used that performance for confidence and we go into the Chelsea game full on confidence, knowing we can play good football and try and get something out of the game. That's what I hope. I went to you guys on Twitter straight after the game. I included some in yesterday's match review. If you haven't seen that, go and check that out. Probably the only ever Norwich match review I'll be doing from the outside the Rico Arena. But I literally got like over 100 responses. Your support is mad, and I genuinely appreciate it big time. So let's go to William Robinson. He says, we play well, but just can't catch a break. Playing well, just need to keep chins up. Results can't stay this harsh, right? Look, Will, I agree a lot of the, I say a lot of the games. We've played well in a lot of games this season and we haven't really caught a break. But you make your own luck in this league. At the end of the day, we could have quite easily been 1-0 up going into the 89th minute. And yeah, they got a slice of luck, but we still need to take our chances. We know that Cameron Jerome isn't a Premier League striker. And I think there were a lot of Norwich City fans very harsh on Cameron Jerome yesterday. Because when he's been in the team, he's normally scored, I know he's only scored 3 this season, but he scored important goals, fairly important goals. And we've looked better as a team with Jerome in there. That's what I think anyway. But if he doesn't take his chances, then what's the point in having him in there? I'd love to see Bamford. I think he's probably now our most complete striker from the small chunks I've seen. So I'd like to see Bamford in there, but just lay off Jerome a bit. I think he's played well kind of this season. We all know he's not a Premier League striker, but you know, work with what you've got. But if we perform to that level for the rest of the season, I genuinely believe we will pick up enough wins against Newcastle, against Sunderland, against Swansea, against West Brom. If we perform to that level, I think we'll pick up points. We just have to keep them performance levels great. I've written down on here actually, one of the good points was that we just took it back to basics and worked really hard, and the tactical setup was really good as well, which was really pleasing for me. You know, going through at the back, I thought Pinto's a really odd signing. He's not really a right back. He's not really a right winger. He just kind of floats about and sometimes does a job, sometimes doesn't. I think he's like a more attacking-minded Stephen Whittaker. It's a very odd signing, Pinto, but he had a good game yesterday. But, I mean, have we been unlucky? Yeah, we have been unlucky at stages this season, but at the same time, we've conceded a lot of late goals, and when you see a recurring pattern, that normally means we're doing something wrong. Are we switching off? Is it bad luck? I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's just us switching off and not concentrating for the full 90. Bit of poor game management as well. Even Russell Martin admitted it. He said in his interview that he felt that they could go on to win the game yesterday, hence why we had so many players up the field and they broke. So, would you rather us go for a win or would you rather sit back for a draw? It's very hard. It's very easy to say in hindsight, but I don't think there was much wrong yesterday. As well as the Leicester goal, it was quite lucky. The cross came in from Mahrez and it looked like Bennett was going to get a foot to it. And it was a tiny, tiny little flick, I think, from Vardy to put it into Ajoa's line and running line. If it wasn't for that little touch, Bennett would have got there and he would have cleared his lines and it would have been happy days, go home to Carrow Road with a point, but it wasn't to be. Max Broughton says defended valiantly for 85 minutes and then lost concentration. Yet again, disappointed, needs to make subs earlier. I think the substitution thing is something that Alex Neil has been criticised for the majority of this season. It's clearly a way he likes to play. I would have brought Bamford on a lot earlier. I think that change was probably needed. When Bamford came on, he had a good chance, created his own chances. I don't know. I'd like to see Bamford start next game. I'm going to end on Twitter with a comment from James Rushmore. He says, absolutely heartbroken. The lads put a great shift in today and just lacked the final finish. And, it is really frustrating. We took a game plan out there and pretty much for 89 minutes executed it to absolute perfection. I thought we played very well. I thought we limited Leicester for space. And in general, we did very well. They score a goal, fairly lucky. I mean, it's a fantastic ball across from Mahrez. But the thing that they've done is they're having a fantastic season. Everything's going their way. We're not having a good season. Everything's going against us. But if Jerome bangs that header in, if we score another goal off a break, we've gone on to win that game. That didn't happen, and then your luck goes against you. For me, this game against Leicester is a make or break one for me. We've lost it. Yeah, cool. We've lost it. Let's move on. But it's how we respond to this now. If we now go to Chelsea, if we now play Chelsea and put in a poor performance and lose 3-0, it's going to be very, very tough to bounce back from that. If you go to Chelsea, maybe get a point, maybe even nick a win, you then travel to Swansea high in confidence, you get something there, you've still got Newcastle and Sunderland and West Brom still to play, you maybe pick up 7 points out of them, and suddenly you're out of a relegation fight. It's very small margins, but for me, there's one key trend here, and we just need to keep performance levels and consistency very, very good here. We need to keep the basics right. We need to keep this tactical plan going. We need to utilise our best players. Johnny Howson was fantastic yesterday. When he plays well, the team normally does well. We need Tete grinding hard. We need closer demand in that back line. We need some goals, whether that comes through Bamford or Mbakani or Jerome. We need our players to take chances. Every single player just needs to up their game by 5%. Marginal gains, and I genuinely believe that we will have enough if we continue to play on that form. If we go to Chelsea and lose, or if Chelsea come here and we lose 3-0, then completely disregard everything I've said. Because at the end of the day, at this stage of the season, results matter much more than performances. I wouldn't care less if we put in an absolutely crap performance but still won 1-0. At the end of the day, I am much more concerned about results right now than performances. But performances usually lead to good results. Who knows? Anyway, thanks ever so much for your Twitter comments and all of your support recently. It's been fantastic. Views are up, subscribers are up, but mainly it seems like you guys are really enjoying it and the interaction has been fantastic. So leaving your thoughts on the Leicester game. Are you confident of staying up this season? Down in the comments below. We've got loads of preview stuff coming for the Chelsea game, so be sure to check that out when it's out, and of course Chelsea content on Tuesday. Thanks ever so much for watching. You've been great. I've been Talk Norwich City. Peace out.